Greetings, guys, gals, and non-binary pals, and welcome back to another video. Accidental allies. That is something that we all love to see because it brings us great joy and a good giggle. And so that is why today I thought we would have a look at some accidental allies. Basically, accidental allies are exactly what you think they are. It's people who are typically like conservative or transphobic, homophobic, misogynistic, etc., accidentally saying something that goes against that. It's transphobes accidentally supporting trans people. It's conservatives accidentally supporting communism. That sort of thing. And it as always brings me great joy. And so I thought that I would bring a little bit of that joy to you today and have a look at some of these beautiful missteps that happen on the internet. It's good fun. But before I get into it, I would like to say a massive thank you to today's patron of the day, Phelan. I appreciate you and your support so much, so thank you so much for joining, and I hope that you enjoy this video. And if anyone else would like to become a patron, you go to patreon.com/savvycat, click the top link in the description. It starts at as little as £1 a month, and I appreciate anything so immensely. So thank you. And let's get on to the accidental allies. To start off, we have a tweet from Popbase that says, Miss Italy has banned transgender competitors with its patron stating that contestants must be a woman from birth. And someone replied, well, yes, biological men have an unfair advantage. Because this is something that transphobes like to say when it comes to competitions. And when it comes to a beauty pageant, it's just immensely funny for a transphobe to be like, well, yeah, because trans women are way more beautiful than cis women. It's just unfair. Trans women have an unfair advantage in beauty pageants because they're just too beautiful. You know what? Fair enough. Fair enough. It's so funny because the argument never really works, but there's specific examples such as this that is just, it's just beautiful. It's beautiful. I have some questions and some thoughts on Italy banning trans women from beauty pageants because why? What the fuck? Hello? But that's not the point of this video, so we can come back to that at a later date. This is the libs of TikTok tweeted a TikTok. I don't know what the TikTok is, but the caption is, a straight man can be attracted to a trans woman who still has a penis and he's still 100% straight because trans women are real women and it doesn't matter what's in their pants. Yes? Thank you so much, libs of TikTok, for stating that and putting that into words because you're so right. That is indeed how it works. I just love it because I know the tone they were trying to write it in was like trying to be condescending, like roll their eyes like this is the stupidest thing I've ever heard. However, that's not conveyed. And instead, they've just said a very correct statement, which is so funny. And I do find it so funny that they have such a hard time grasping this concept despite literally just typing it out and tweeting it and watching the TikTok, which obviously said that. Like, yes, that is how it is because trans women are women and straight men like women. So it's really not difficult to piece together the rest. This is a cartoon image of Barbie and Barbie is in her car and Ken is saying, get lost, Barbie. I'm with a real lady now. And it's Dylan Mulvaney with Bud Light. Obviously hilarious because it's trying to be transphobic, but instead is just validating that Dylan is in fact a real woman. And I mean, Barbie is technically a doll, so she's not even a real woman. So yeah, leaving a doll, not a woman, for a real woman. Thank you for validating Dylan's gender completely on accident. She is a real woman. You are correct. My favorite thing about this image though is that they had to like label who these characters were so you knew. So like obviously Ken says get lost Barbie, so you know that the girl in the car is Barbie. But just in case, his belt says Ken, and then next to him Dylan is wearing a belt that says Dylan. Just so we're clear, just so you know who everyone is, they have to write their names on their belts. You go like buy a coffee and they're like name, you just like point to your belt. You're like, there's my name right across my waist. I never have to say it ever again. You're welcome. That's fucking so funny. This person posted 2 images, which is before coming out and after coming out, with like things that people said to them. So things people said to them before coming out is, girly legs, never got into a fight. Are you even a man? Wow, you're so girly. You should just live as a girl. You sound like a girl. Ugh, gay. You should get a girlfriend. It'll fix you. Stop behaving like a girl. Be manly. And then after coming out and now living as a trans woman, people say, manly legs. Wow, so manly. You must be a violent, scary man. That's not how women breathe. You have so manly voice. Ugh, you still have man behavior. And someone replied, you'll never be a real man. That is the point. They'll never be a real man because they are a woman. And I know this isn't the point of the video, but I've read the image now. I do find it so funny how society treats gender. Like, you can't fucking win. Gender is put in such boxes. So like, yeah, you're a like girly boy and they bully you for being too feminine. But then it turns out you're trans, so you present as a girl and they're like, you're too masculine. It's like, bro, just let me live my life. You know, just let people live their lives however they want. You can't win, can you? That's why you have to live for yourself and not other people, because like you're never gonna please people ever. At least you have people like this validating your gender on accident. Next up we have this thing that happened a few months ago, which someone tweeted the link to a GoFundMe for top surgery, and they said, young 21-year-old girl thinks she's a gay man and is looking for $10,000 for synthetic testosterone and a double mastectomy. My initial anger at her co-opting gay manhood fades fast as my heart sinks and I just feel so intensely sad. How on earth can we make her see sense? With like a screenshot of the GoFundMe, and this tweet like blew up. And someone replied, just wanted to say, I think it's really great thing you did, raising $10,000 in just 12 hours for this lad. I hope this helps him towards the life he deserves. You're a hero in my eyes. Happy Trans Day of Visibility, you legend. And it raised $10,194, which is fantastic. I am obsessed with this sort of response to things. It is like one of my favorite shows of humanity, I think, is when people do come together over shit like this. Like, you see someone being shitty and everyone's like, you know what? Fuck you. I'm going to help this person out. And everyone like teams up to do like a nice thing. And it's things like that that it just makes me hopeful, you know? Like, there's so much shit and like horrible things that go on in the world. And there's so many just like terrible people that you see all the time. And then you see little things like this and it's like, it just melts my heart a little bit. And it makes me so unbelievably happy. And like the fact that such a good thing came out of someone being just nasty is like, it's beautiful. And it's like the highlight of humanity and the human experience, I think. So yeah, thank you, Mr. Menno Tweets, who is a gay man based on their name with the pride flag in it. So we love transphobes within our own community. You helped this boy get the healthcare that he wanted. So thank you. Gender reveals are pointless now. Today it's a boy, 15 years later it's a girl. I would like to counter that and say that gender reveals have always been pointless. There's never been a need for them. They've always been kind of ridiculous and a pointless thing to do. But I mean, yeah, you are right. Gender reveals are pointless. And sometimes they do reveal it's a boy and then 15 years later it's a girl. You're right. Good observation. This is a tweet from Andrew Tate, which is always fun, obviously. He said, my fat blue-haired tenant told me its pronouns were they, them, so I doubled their rent. And this is hilarious because he correctly gendered them at the end there. He tried to like be an asshole and like depersonify and objectify them by using it as a pronoun, and then immediately switched to their. So I doubled their rent. That's how they want you to talk about them. And you just proved that you can, and you do it instinctively. So good job for proving that they, them is a very commonly used pronoun that is incredibly natural and just kind of happens. Also, I am obsessed with using this as bait, like as a tweet in general and a statement to make. It's so fucking funny. Like, he says the most outlandish shit. Like, no, you fucking didn't. No, you didn't. Firstly, that's not legal. Not that that's ever stopped this man from doing anything ever. But two, I just don't think he actually has the like guts to even attempt to do that, you know? Like, his whole thing is all just a fucking front. Here is a Sinfest comic that is 2 panels. It is a mother and their small child walking past a window with a trans flag that says "Stop Trans Genocide," and she turns to him and pinches his cheek and says, "You are perfect the way you are." Beautiful allyship there, Sinfest. It's so true. This child is beautiful the way they are, including if they are trans. No matter what they choose, no matter the path they go down, they are beautiful the way that they are. I'm glad that you can appreciate that. I love Sinfest comics so much. They're so funny. I haven't done a video on Sinfest comics for quite a while, so if you want another Sinfest comic video, do let me know. I'm happy to oblige. But anyway, I just love how often they end up in the accidental ally sort of Reddit space, because they do it all the time and it's so funny. The purpose of this was obviously to like enforce that the child is beautiful in the body that they're in the sense that it's like, don't change your gender. You are a boy. You are beautiful as a boy. Remember that. But it doesn't come across that way, which is fucking hilarious and beautiful and brilliant. And I know that that was the true intention because I have gone through enough Sinfest comics to know their thoughts and opinions on trans people. And so I know that they were trying to be transphobic here and just turned out completely the opposite and were completely supportive of trans kids, and they want to stop trans genocide, and the way to do that is by validating children in their gender and their feelings and telling them that they are beautiful and wonderful no matter what. So thank you, Sinfest. We appreciate it. This is a tweet that says, "Do you support this move?" And it's LGB and then TQ plus with a dotted line in the middle and like cutting them apart, like getting rid of the TQ plus and leaving it as just LGB. And someone quote retweeted with, "Move the dotted line 3 to the left, then cut," which just means cutting it before the LGB. So it's just putting them all back together again. So therefore saying that LGBTQ plus as a whole is better. It's better together. It should be together. They shouldn't be separated. It is one thing and we're all the same community and sphere. We are all LGBTQ plus, and that is how it belongs. And it's so funny. I know he was trying to be like, just get rid of them completely. Just get rid of them all entirely. But that's not what this post is. That's not what this is about. And so you just put them all back together again and accept everyone being one together. 2 Moms for Liberty in San Diego thought they could stop a library from displaying LGBTQ books during Pride Month. So they checked out every book and sent an email saying they would refuse to return them unless the library promised to permanently remove them. When the story ran in the local paper, not only did people replace the books, they donated $15,000 so more books could be purchased, and the city matched the amount. Now, the library has $30,000 for more LGBTQ-themed books. Thanks, Moms for Liberty. Truly, truly beautiful. And this is similar to the, like, GoFundMe from earlier. It's people coming together and being like, fuck bigotry. Fuck you. Like, and coming together and doing something brilliant and beautiful and helping the community and helping queer people and providing that support. And it's just so cool. And I am so obsessed with how horrifically this backfired. And also the fact that these 2 women now have like dozens of queer books just hoarded in their house. Like, they went and took them out, which also in turn like registers as a higher demand for it. Now they just have a bunch of queer books and managed to get $30,000 worth of queer books donated to the library. Like, that's beautiful. That's glorious, fantastic. I am absolutely obsessed with that. I find it so funny how much these people care about having just like queer media and having like queer books, because like, why? Like, I genuinely will never ever understand why it matters at all. Like, we live in the real world where queer people exist. We're gonna be in the media because we are in the world, you know? Like, removing queer books from the library doesn't actually get rid of queer people. We're still here, no matter how many books you steal. This is a tweet that says there are more than 2 genders, and then it's an image of a bunch of different like mix and matches of the like ladies and gentlemen sign in like blue and pink. And someone replied, there are no genders. Get a life. I mean, yep, I'll give it to you. The fact this was meant to be sort of like a transphobic comment is fantastic. That's beautiful. Instead, we have a gender abolitionist, which, okay, go off. Gender is made up. Gender is a social construct. You are so correct. Gender is, in fact, made up. It's not really a real thing. It's about as real as money, in which it's like valid to talk about, and we rely like decent amounts of identity and things on gender purely because we live in a world that has made gender important. However, in general, not real. It's just not really. Sex is a different thing, like biological sex, but gender, that shit's made up. Someone posted this to make fun of the LGBTQ community, and I will be reclaiming it with love. This is Superwoman, and she is like really dark skinned, and she has like solid abs and like is built like really muscly, and her cape is like the rainbow flag. And let me tell you, she is stunning. She is fucking gorgeous. Like, she's beautiful. As far as cartoons go, because we all know the cartoons can be really fucking pretty, she is stunning. And I would like to have her and claim her as a superhero. If we had like a Superman movie and she was the lead, I'd watch it. I'd watch the hell out of that, actually. And my favorite thing about this, though, is that it's AI generated, and you can tell because the birds, you can't tell if they're birds or planes. Is it a bird? Is it a plane? It's a hybrid of both. I have no idea how this was created to make fun of queer people or the queer community when, like, this is genuinely, like, brilliant. I'm not a fan of AI art, obviously, but as a concept, in general, like, fucking sick. I don't understand what the purpose was. How was this making fun of anyone? Is it just like racism? Is that what this is? Racism? Homophobia has somehow made you think that we're gonna take offense to this? Your daily reminder that there's no such thing as gender. There are 2 sexes, 0 genders, and infinite personalities. Again, with the gender abolition, yeah. The 2 sexes thing isn't entirely true though, because intersex does exist. That is a thing that exists, but the rest of it I'll give you. You're right. 0 genders, but infinite personalities. As I said before, gender is real in the same sense that money is it's made up, but it exists, so we live with it. But like, we don't have to forever. Gender is a construct. It is just personalities and how we choose to present ourselves. And gender is just a thing that we have, so it falls into one of those categories, or not. Apparently this is supposed to be anti-trans propaganda put out by the Catholic Church, but like, that's the single most inspirational and metal thing I have ever seen. And it says, this is the age of sin. The gender symbol of like a circle, but it has like male, female, and then like the combination of both. And it says, reject the order of creation, revel in annihilation of man as the image of God, destroy, plot designs of death, disfigure the face of man and woman. And I mean, that goes fucking hard. That's like anti-trans propaganda, but like, it is truly very inspirational and metal. Like, that fucking goes hard. I am obsessed with that. Reject the order of creation, revel in the annihilation of man, the image of God, destroy plot designs of death, disfigure the face of man and woman. That's fucking brilliant. That's like a new slogan. Like, you're talking about hateful things that groups are gonna reclaim. This is one of them. Because, like, this is definitely in a dozen trans people's fucking bios now. Like, this is, like, Twitter bio worthy. This is tweet worthy. Like, unironically, fucking brilliant. Like, we couldn't have come up with it ourselves, honestly. Like, I love when, like, people create things out of negativity, and it gets reclaimed in such a way that it's like, thank you for making this. We never would have come up with this on our own. This is actually better than what I would have come up with. And then it sticks. And people are quoting it for ages, using it for ages, because it's like genuinely a fucking brilliant thing that started off as like an insult or a hate thing and is just, it didn't work out that way. And it's beautiful and it's powerful and I'm obsessed with it. Here are a couple of biker dudes wearing biker jackets, and on the back of them it says, "Born to Ride, Donald J. Trump." And it's so fucking brilliant. That's so fantastic. I love that. And I just love that they didn't even think of that. They didn't even notice that it said that. But boy, oh boy, if I was like driving behind them and I saw that, I would be screaming. That's so good. Born to Ride, Donald J. Trump. I mean, not my first choice in men. Not even close to, I don't know. Couldn't really rank it. How many men are there in the world? He's down near the bottom. But I mean, if he's who you're into, by all means, pursue your dreams. Born to Ride, Donald J. Trump. Oh my God. And you just know these men are homophobic too, which makes it so much better. That's fucking so fantastic. Do you think anyone's pointed it out to them? Do you think they know? Do you think they've read it out loud and like realized, or do you think they're just like genuinely so oblivious to it and are walking around wearing this and having people like laugh at them without them knowing why? Because with that, I think I am going to end the video here. I hope that you had fun looking at some accidental allies. I know that I did. If you did enjoy, don't forget to leave a like, comment, and subscribe. Over 60% of you are regular viewers, but are not subscribed. So if you want to have a check, and subscribe if you aren't, I would be greatly appreciative. A massive thank you to my Sprout and Above patrons whose names are up on the screen right now. I appreciate you greatly. And a huge, huge thank you to my Kiwi Cat patrons, Bobby, Josh, Mandy, Ikazel, Jessica, Eldo, Danielle, Raven, Elias, Chris, Samuel, and Knitting Menace. I appreciate your support so much. Thank you so much for joining. If anyone else would like to become a patron, go to patreon.com/savvycat. Click the top link in the description. For as little as £1 a month, you get my videos a day early, as well as podcasts a week early. And then for £3 and up, you get things such as outtakes, bonus mini podcasts, live streams, vlogs, and more. Don't forget to follow me on Instagram, The Queer Kiwi, and Twitter, That Queer Kiwi. I hope that you enjoy the rest of your day. Stay safe. Keep fighting. I love you. Mwah. When you close your eyes, you